Okay, so today you might be wondering, I have a random radiator that fits a Fox body Mustang. What if I want to put it in my car that ain't a Fox body Mustang? How would I do that? Well, I don't know either, but we're going to find out. First thing I'm going to do is, I found some cardboard, and I'm going to make a fake radiator, so that way I'm not using my nice Mishimoto aluminum radiator, banging it around in the actual car. So, let's get started. We'll make us a fake radiator, then we'll see how it fits. Through the magic of editing, we now have one big fake radiator. I made this radiator about a ½ inch thicker than the one we have because I want to make sure we have clearance everywhere. I don't want it to be rubbing up against the frame or anything like that, so let's go see how this guy fits. Okay, so as you can see, work in progress, but let's see how our radiator fits, right? Okay. As you can see, it's too tall. Wide looks good though. Wide looks good over here too. So my holes in my radiator core support are here and here, which means I'm going to have a little bit of unexposed radiator, but I don't think that'll be too bad. The bigger problem is we can't close the hood. We want to close the hood, so this is going to have to go down. Now, as we can see, it's sitting on our frame rails here and here. Okay. Okay, that's a problem. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to notch these frame rails out just like this. I'm going to cut that piece out, flip it around, stick it in there. We'll do that on both sides. Then we'll be able to use the bottom of the core radiator support to put some standoffs in there. We can probably get that radiator down at least an 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Let's see if that'll get us where we want to be. That's going to be good. Yeah, that'll be perfect. We take out these 2 fingers worth of area and we cut into that 2 fingers. Oh yeah, we'll be totally good. We'll be below the hood. The only thing I don't like is where's the bottom of the radiator is perfect to the opening. Oh, but the top is completely obscured, but it'll come down. Alright, we got this. It's going to be great. The other thing we need to think about. No, those look like they line up pretty good. I've already cut the opening a little wider. It used to come down here, so we cut it open a little bit. I have yet to put some protection on that, a little corner guard. Alright. Well, this is the first try. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so if you've seen some of my bodywork videos, they may post out of order, but we'll try not to do that. My producer is very organized. Big shout out to Little Man for helping with the camera work. However, I thought I'd give you a little bit of backstory on the car again, to kind of wrap it up. The old fella I bought this from, he did a lot of body work. He did a lot of body work that you wouldn't think to do. I mean, the underside, the inside of the fender wells, they're all bondoed smooth. Come here, I'll show you what I mean. This is really cool. Come on in here. And you can see as I'm trying to sand away to make room to use my new prime weld plasma cutter, video on that in the link, you can see he's bondoed everything smooth all the way down. It's kind of dirty, so it's hard to tell, but all this is so smooth. Even come out here, even the inside of the fenders where nobody's going to see are all smoothed out. Everything's so pretty now. Anytime I go to like drill a hole, even on the frame down here, I find a little layer of Bondo keeping everything smooth, which I think is just a really nice touch that somebody put to this car before I got it. You know, and I haven't found it in a thick patch anywhere or anything like that. It's just any pitting, any little dents, all smoothed out. How cool is that, right? All right, we get to try out our second thing to use our prime weld plasma cutter on. This should be a whole lot easier than trying to drill and saw through all this stuff, so we'll see how it goes. I got the power turned to about 40 amps. We'll see if that's enough to give us a nice clean cut on frame material, which I suspect it is because it did cut 1/4 inch, so it should cut this no problem. Let's get started. Start this way. So good. Position. This way. Basically out of there. Let's do the other side. Now we'll just knock those out of there, clean it up, and see what we can do. Looking good. Another successful prime weld plasma cutter deal. Oh, I love that. Great tool. So, quick update. All that body work and smoothing I showed you, this guy really went to all levels. He stuck metal behind the frame to fill in the rust holes. So as I cut through, I'm like, hey, why didn't my piece fall out? Turns out there's pieces behind it. Both of them have been repaired. You can see the chunk of metal that he stuck behind it up through one of the holes in the frame and welded it solid so that it would be pretty. So, at one point this car was a rusty basket case, so I can tell you that if the frame is rusting through and needing repaired. However, whoever went through and repaired it really put a lot of time and effort into it. That is really cool. But it took me a little extra to get these back pieces cut. Wasn't a big issue though. If you look over here at our holes, we're going to clean these up. I'm going to get some different steel because I was hoping to just take these off, flip them over, and weld them right back in, but they're disgusting. This metal is just pitted and rusted and in rough shape. So we'll make some different steel, flip them inwards, and then we're going to have ourselves a nice little pocket for this to rest in. All right, second try, here we go. All right, so I'm going to make up some little templates. I found some nice steel we can use. I just basically went over to the car and marked it. We'll come over here with this guy. Do something like that, more like that, and that, and that. So this is the part we don't want. Here's my bend. Gotta make sure you write that. That's important. So let's take it over to the bench and cut it out and bend it. All right, so here's my steel working table, my cutting table here. We're gonna cut across and down. So let's do it like this first. We got our ground power on the Prime Weld Cut 50D, and my glasses. All right, I'm gonna have my cameraman come on over here so he doesn't get splashed. It's better to drag. It doesn't get hung up, but you get a fairly straight line off of it. You're not going to do any precision work, but just make a square, that'll work, yeah? And half of a patch panel. Put that in there. Box in the two corners. It'll fit better this way. Yeah, it did. So we want it deeper. Yeah, we'll do it this way. We need to open it up just a little bit. That's probably too far. Yep, way too far. So we're back. We're going to get the little brackets welded in, and then we'll put little walls on the side. As you can see, I just got a little guy tacked in here. I'll run around the edges, and then I'll clip off the extra. Same on the other side. All right, wish me luck. So I moved my ground, and I was able to get a lot more in there. So I always wanted to be a good welder, but it turns out I'm a better grinder. So we'll grind that off and smooth and make it look pretty here in just a little bit. In the meantime, let's tack in the other side. I gotta take and cut my extra off, and then we'll get it back in there. But now that we've got it this far, let's test fit the real radiator and see if it fits in there real nice before we go any further. You want to take a look at the welds before I bring a radiator and sit it on there? Just don't touch it. Fancy radiator. You want to see something neat? It's got a W on the back. Or an M. Yeah, it's probably an M. Oh, look at that. We dropped it way, way down. By the time I put it on some mounts, it'll sit right about there and be perfect. Nowhere near the frame. Oh, that's so pretty. Go for it. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for today. It's hot as can be outside. We're in the middle of a heat wave, so I think we're going to go inside and edit some videos instead of come out here and make them. Just to keep you up to date, we've got the pockets welded in. You can take a look over here. The welds need to still be finish ground. And then any spots that are open, I'll re-weld so that that frame is sealed up nice and tight. There's some more over on the other side, but the radiator fits all kinds of good. So we'll get that mounted in part 2, so join us for that one. If you have any questions, post them down at the bottom. Otherwise, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We're always fixing something around here, but you know, any ideas you have how to fix something, how to mess with something, or how to mess it up, that's more than likely. We can do that, and then we can try again and get it right. So that's Second Try Productions. Big shout out to my cameraman who's helping out with the videos and is having a good time learning and growing and having slag thrown on his feet and sparks flying everywhere. Take care.